A very good morning, team, and welcome back to another daily market outlook. So EURUSD, first of all, has pushed again further in towards the downside, in towards that swing low, which we were anticipating for quite some time. So as we can see, this swing low over here has now been taken out, and straight away we see some form of a bullish reaction. Are we now ready to go long? No, not yet. Very simply said, obviously we are now seeing a bullish reaction to this low. We kind of see a close above the low, indicating some form of rejection. However, if you go in towards the 4-hour time frame, what can we see? We can very clearly see that the overall order flow is still extremely bearish. So we see that push from this high in towards the downside, then you see a pullback back up in towards this high over here, and then you see another push in towards the downside. Now again, a pullback in towards this buy before the sell-off, and now the market again is pushing in towards the downside from that area of supply. So we are still expecting further downside from EURUSD. Overall, it does just simply not make any sense to look for longs at the moment, as the supply chain is clearly holding and pushing the market down lower. So what I am looking for is simply just another push in towards this area of demand, and then potentially a pullback from there, or unless underneath this liquidity low today we suddenly start seeing some form of extremely bullish momentum coming in, and we start breaking this area of supply, and we push up, we pull back down, and then another push up, pull back down, and we start seeing a trend form, then I'll start looking for those potential longs. At the moment, your overall swing structure is from this high in towards this low. So again, this could also just be a pullback in towards the highs before then, for example, continuing down lower. So any break of this high is not straight away a confirmation that the daily is going to start making a full-on reversal in towards the highs, because obviously if we look at the daily time frame, what can we very clearly see? The daily time frame has a fractal high positioned right over here. So only until this high over here is broken, then I'm going to be expecting a further push up, because for now this is still your high. So as long as this high of around 1.0730 or whatever it is respected, then we still expect further downside. If it's broken, then we're going to be looking for further upside. So that's euro dollar. Going into the dollar index, what are we seeing? So we have now seen a further push in towards the highs once again. Very simply said, nothing much as of yet. Overall, we have penetrated this area of supply, so this buy before the sell candle. So again, there's no fresh area of supply. We know we can take the entire consolidation range. So let's see if we see anything happen inside of this area of supply, but for now there is no sign of any slowdown. So the US economy is still going strong. The numbers are still bullish for the US economy, guys. So keep that in mind. Yes, there were rate cuts in the United States, but if everything else is still very strong, then you need to understand that the dollar should and still remains strong. So let's see today what the unemployment claims. Today is Thursday, yeah, today's Thursday. So today we have the unemployment claims, we have PMI. So let's see what's going to be happening on the dollar side of things. We have a lot of movement on both euro, pound, and the dollar. So let's see. Going to be waiting for those news announcements to then get in on some potential trades. But for now, obviously, the momentum is still in towards the highs, and we can very clearly see that your fractal low is still the same low as yesterday. So as long as this 4-hour low is respected, the dollar is still bullish. Okay. Also looking here at the daily, as long as even this low over here is respected, so the low of that bearish candle, again, the dollar is still bullish. Only until we break that would I expect any pullback. Zoom out a bit, guys, and what you'll see on the weekly is that we're just stuck inside a range, so not expecting much to change. We're now literally inside the middle of a range here on the dollar, so anything can happen from this point in time. Just keep that in mind, because where you want to be trading from are the extremes of the range. You want to be trading at the 25% mark from where the reversals in towards the highs happen, and you want to be shorting at the 75% mark where the reversals in towards the downside happen. Now going into AUDUSD. So AUDUSD is one of the strongest fundamentally bearish pairs due to the extremely bad numbers in Australia when it comes to mainly things in regard to inflation, but also to the housing market, etc. So looking now at Aussie dollar, we're seeing a nice pullback. Where's the pullback coming from? It's coming from a swing low. So this is very nice to see. We're seeing some bullish momentum kick in after grabbing the liquidity underneath this swing low. Now guys, let's not jump the gun here, let's not get in too early. What we're now waiting for is bullish confirmation. So at the moment, the overall momentum is definitely still in towards the downside. What I am looking for is this being your swing high, this being your swing low. Okay, so not this low. Let me just delete all of this for you guys in just 1 second. What I am looking for is not a break of this high to then go long. No, I'm going to be waiting for a break of this high, go in towards the daily time frame. And what you'll see is that that is also your daily fractal high. So we need to break that daily fractal high. Would we want to see anything or any pushes in towards the upside? Okay, for now, supply is still in control. Obviously, supply is now being given into what? Into this daily over here. So this new daily buy before the sell, which we are now approaching. I think we tapped into it. Yeah, we tapped into it with exact precision. As you can see, that is why I love these buy before the sells. They'll always give a reaction. Go back in towards the 4 hour, and then you'll see on the 4 hour it is also a buy overall before the sell. So keeping my eyes open. I don't know, I don't really like this push down here on Aussie dollar, just because there's not a lot of liquidity. We have some descending highs over here, so I would prefer to at least see a push in towards here before looking for another short. Am I longing from here? No, obviously not, because momentum is still extremely strong. We always trade with the trend, preferably. So going to be keeping my eyes open for that area of supply. Going into the next pair, which is GBPUSD. What are we seeing over there? So pound dollar pushed again in towards the downside yesterday, further in towards the downside. Very nice price action overall. Again, respecting the order flow perfectly. So good to you if you took some shorts from that area of supply. Now looking here at GU, obviously here looking to the left, there is nothing that should cause a reversal up. I am mainly focused on this area of daily demand. That has my preference, and then to look for a potential long back in towards the highs. Again, GBPUSD is still extremely bearish. There is no sign of any reversal. Just think with common logic, guys, because at the moment we're just seeing this entire push down. Do you then just want to start buying on some random bullish candle, not even in demand? So if you want to look for good longs, look for a long inside here. Or if you want, look over here inside this daily imbalance candle, which we're now situated in. And who knows, that might push the market down one more leg in towards that demand zone, from then where we could potentially look for a pullback. Let's say there is some random reversal here because the dollar does something crazy today with the news, and the pound as well. Then we'll look for this daily fractal change in structure, and then maybe long it again in towards the highs. But that is all down to news. So expecting further downside, but obviously the news can change everything. So let's keep an eye on what the news provides us with. I do know that there is liquidity above these descending highs. We kind of have like this trend line over here. So open high, open high, open high. So there is some possibility for GBPUSD to reverse up higher, which is not a bad thing, because if it does, it will just give us more trading opportunities. And if it does sell off, then obviously look at that daily demand zone, and then we can potentially look for a long. Going into NZDUSD, what are we seeing on that pair? NZDUSD sold off even further in towards this refined area of demand over here if you drop from wick to wick. So a nice further descent on this pair. Looking at it for now, I'm not very interested here in the 4 hour. Do we have anything here? Not really. There's no real clean areas of demand. Maybe you could consider this a 4 hour sell and then a strong buy up, which is now causing the reversal. Looking at the daily time frame, we're now inside refined daily demand, which is nice. Let's look at the 4 hour again. So on the 4 hour time frame, we can still see that the overall momentum is in towards downside. So let's wait for structure to break before looking for any longs. We have equal highs here, a lot of descending highs. So let's see if we can get any pushes in towards the highs, maybe break some structure and then get in some longs. Otherwise, I'm just only looking for shorts. However, I do understand that the market is pretty overextended, that it is time for a potential pullback, right? You can very clearly see momentum is in towards the downside. So again, don't just randomly start buying because you're seeing a few 4-hour bullish candles. Understand what market structure is doing, and you can see it is still bearish. Only until we start breaking this green box over here would I consider any longs, otherwise only looking for shorting opportunities. Last of all, gold, what is happening on that pair? We saw a nice dump in towards the downside, obviously grabbing liquidity underneath this low over here. I am not interested in shorting from this area of supply. For me, this is more just continuation of the bullish trend, grabbing liquidity, stopping out people who are in longs and are trailing their stop losses underneath the obvious lows. So now I'm just looking for a further upside continuation, excuse me. So let's see if we get any opportunities for a potential long on gold. Again, news today, so anything could happen to gold, but I am still bullish on gold, despite there obviously being, let's say, some interest in a pullback after such a massive move. Like previously, we can see that the pullbacks have been a little bit bigger, like this one over here or this one over here. So I wouldn't mind the pullback being slightly bigger, and then, for example, seeing upside continuation. But for now, it is still extremely bullish. So let's keep an eye on if we can, long this up higher. So that's it for today, guys. Thanks so much for tuning in. Wish you all a fantastic trading day. See you inside Discord and speak to you there.